Hello, this week's episode of Doing It is with the wonderful Ev'Yan Whitney, who is a sex educator and sexuality doula. And in this episode, we talk all about sensuality and sexuality. Ev'Yan has a new book that is coming out later this year called Sensual Self, and their podcast is also called Sensual Self. So we really get into all of the sensuality stuff. And this video is just a few clips from the podcast episode, and if you listen to the full thing wherever you get your podcast, there's also a whole bunch of conversations about Ev'Yan coming out as non-binary during lockdown, and also living apart together with their partner, and what it means to intentionally create space and allow space for individuality in a relationship. This is a wonderful conversation. I absolutely loved talking to Ev'Yan. Like I said, you can listen to the full episode wherever you get your podcasts, and also the full video episode is available for my patrons to watch. And I hope that you enjoy.
I don't think that we know what sensuality is. I've actually heard in my career as a sex educator, sensuality and sexuality being used interchangeably, like they're the same thing.
It's
Which,
sometimes how I hear intimacy and sexuality being used in the same. I'm
yeah,
like, ooh. It's when people are too
yeah,
scared to say the word sex, I think.
exactly. I mean, actually, when I first started doing my work, there wasn't a lot of sex educators around in
Mm-hmm.
2011. Like, there was so little conversation happening on the internet. And if it was, you had to be in this particular time, in this particular event. It wasn't as widespread as it is now. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember a lot of people were still really shy about saying the word sex or sexuality. And so they would call themselves sensuality experts, or I'm going to help you with your sensuality. So, like, I think that there is a disconnect with sensuality and like really taking it on as a practice and as like an embodiment because of that disconnect and because of that confusion of what exactly is sensuality? Is it
Mm-hmm.
sexuality light? Is it something else? And so, for me, the trajectory of my work has always included sensuality because I've always been really fascinated by the body, pleasure,
Mm-hmm.
and not just within a sexual context, but within a context of like self care and having a
Mm-hmm.
relationship and close intimacy with yourself outside of a sexual nature. I don't think it's possible. I mean, I would love for someone to prove me wrong, but I don't think it's possible to have sex without sensuality being involved in it. Like to have really, really good sex and not have your senses, your whole body, the full participation of your senses
And
involved in it.
tuning into those things as well, because it's all well
Right.
and good. You're feeling a sensation in certain parts of your body, but are you really paying attention to it?
Right. Yeah, are you present to it, you know? I
Mm-hmm.
think one thing that I have experienced on my own is like sex tends to happen so fast. You know, there's all sorts of chemicals going on, hormones. I mean, there's lots of exchanges happening, bodies colliding together. And this process of sensuality is for me a practice of slowing down and really taking time to nourish and like savor every aspect of a moment. And that can happen in sex, but I'm also practicing that within my daily life as well. The whole point of this book is to have you create a practice and a
Mm.
ritual of sensuality.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts not just with the five senses, it starts with the relationship you have with your body. I mean, it would be really easy to be like, okay, go out and smell something today, you know? But like, if there's so many other parts of your body that you have access to, and I think a lot of us are really disconnected from our bodies because of the world that we live in. We don't live in a world that really encourages us to be in our bodies. A lot of us are
Mm.
walking around with a lot of trauma in our bodies, and that creates even more disconnect and more dissociation. And so with sensual self, one of the things that I'm really trying to invite people to think about is the relationship that they have with their bodies, starting from what you just mentioned a moment ago, your breath. Like, how do you
Mm.
breathe? So many of us are holding our breath without us even knowing it. I know that I'm
Yeah.
a chronic breath holder. And like, how does holding your breath keep you from being fully in your body,
This
keep
is
you
why
from being
yoga
fully present.
instructors tell you to breathe,
That's
not
right.
because they think you're an idiot, but because you have been literally holding your breath and you need to be
Yeah.
reminded to breathe.
And there's so much juicy medicine within breathing. I
Mhm.
just got certified as a breath worker, and so I was like
Oh my god, that's a
really,
thing.
yeah, and I was really taken aback by just how powerful and important breath is, and like how
Mhm.
it can move emotion, how it can bring us back into our bodies in ways that may be really uncomfortable for us, which is why we're holding our breath all the time. So like these are all these little pieces. It's not just about the senses, it's about the whole body. And so
Mhm.
I think that that's where it starts. People are always talking to me about wanting to have the best sex of their lives, and the first question I have is like, what relationship do you have with your body? Because if you're disconnected from your body, there's no way that you're going to be present enough in your body to have the best sex of your life that you want to have. So I think
Mhm.
that relationship is so foundational, and sensuality is like the method, the modality that can help get us there. I think that there are a lot of preconceived notions and shoulds that we place upon ourselves in
Mm.
regards to our gender, in regards to our sexuality, in regards to the way that we look and people perceive us. And
Mhm.
so coming out as non-binary alongside doing this work around connecting to my body in a really real and consistent way has let me see the ways that like those stories have been impressed upon me, and how I don't have to subscribe to them. Like
Mhm.
I get to reject these stories that if my body looks like this, that means that I'm that. Like if I have boobs, that means that I am a woman.
Mhm.
And how much more possibility and nuance has been created for me because of just 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 this change of language and this change of perspective of how I've seen my body. And I mean, these are things that I've been thinking about for a long time, but
Mhm.
never found the courage to really like be in them and allow
Mhm.
myself to just like feel into them. So it's been really nice to experience what a non-binary body is. And
Mm.
truly, nothing's changed about my body. It's just my perspective and the way that I see my body has changed.